caught it quickly. Okay, the delay is gone. Except
You're
for
official broadcasters, guys.
Hey!
Oh yeah. Hey.
Hey,
I'm
dude.
just the voice. He's the technical side.
Yeah, I take all the blame. Just don't forget that. Send the blame this way, guys. Right here. Anyways, hey everybody. So we've got Keeper of Peace and the Johto Master over here. It's pretty interesting that we had the two of them battling because Johto was Boltor's pick for this being the year of Johto, and Peacekeeper was, of course, the defending champion. Well, sort of. A champion. And it was probably the most interesting matchup we could have had. And the best part, you guys had a literal mirror.
That's the third mirror I've played today.
It was Vamp Lamps and the Rage thing.
Crazy Rage. And what you mean by that is Vamp Lamp.
What did I say?
Because the Crazy Rage deck always beats Vamp Lamp, and the Rage Mirror doesn't have any impact because it always gets the win against Vamp Lamp. So it's basically just a Vamp Lamp mirror.
Good times.
But yeah.
So yeah, thoughts, preparations, talk to us, guys. What was going through your head?
I just heard that Boltor thought that I wouldn't win, so I had to really step up my game. I can't believe you, Boltor. You have no faith in me.
You have no faith in the piece? What's wrong with you?
Come on, man.
Well, I had to. I only had 2 picks. We only ever do 2 picks. I had to pick my outside shot of Uskafanafa, and then I was like, you know what? I want Johto to win. Johto deserves to have one win in these tournaments. So
I've been getting slowly better.
Yeah, I've been noticing that you keep getting so close. It's like Johto just keeps getting so close, and then he just, I was rooting for the underdog, so to speak. You were definitely
if you want to
because you haven't won the tournament. If nothing else, you just haven't won one of these yet. That's the only reason you're the underdog.
I mean, if you want to support an underdog, support someone that has less exposure.
Well, that's why I was like, we do an underdog pick, and we do I guess a safe pick, and yeah, Uskafanafa was my underdog to root for.
Didn't Us go 3-1 last month?
Yeah, me and Uska played the same exact lineup. I think we played the same exact lineup this time as well. It's just he got less lucky than I did, so he went 2-2 and I went 3-1.
But we had Cloud OT Stars, who was the surprise 3-1 this time around. He was. I think I might be keeping an eye on him in the next few tournaments if he makes another tournament.
He ended up 3-1. That's really good, actually. That was his first Masters, wasn't it?
Indeed.
Yeah, it came right out of nowhere. I didn't even know who he was, and I'm impressed by that. Other than that, Laurenthiel 3-1, obviously. Krier 3-1, no big surprise there. But yeah, I saw Cloud of the Stars, our only Greek in this tournament.
Sphinx? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know the flags.
Cloud was Greek. No,
that's the most American thing I've heard all week.
You can just hover over the flags and it tells you what it is.
You can mouse over the flags. No, Sphinx is from Estonia, which I got to admit wouldn't have known the flag right off the bat, saying, "Oh, that's the Estonian flag." But
I would never know.
I know a lot of flags. I do, but not all.
I don't know all the tricolor ones though. There's way too many.
Yeah, and then there are actually a few flags that are identical, so there's a little bit of confusion right there too.
That's true.
So, anyway, enough with
Enough talk about flags.
I was about to say I used to know what the word for study of flags was called.
There's a word for that?
Yeah, there is.
It's like ethnology or something like that. I can't quite remember. Either way, we're here to talk about Spellweaver, not flags.
Yes. Any surprises, guys?
Yeah, nothing really came out of left field. There was the newer Bears list that was playing Order, but you ban that every time.
Yeah, we when you went into round 3 against Laurenthiel, piece. We were waiting for this round to start. Obviously that was the game that the developers wanted us to cover, so that's what we were going to go do. And I said, we'll see if Peacekeeper sticks to his vexillology for that's study of flags. Anyway, it's just said in Twitch chat vexillology. But I was saying to Fuzz, let's see if Peacekeeper sticks with his original strategy of ban landslide. Was that what you ended up doing?
That is what I did every round.
I don't even think it's banned landslide at this point. It's banned anything with nature in it.
Yeah. Laurenthiel's...
Somebody was playing a Wasp Swarm deck, I'd probably ban that still. Yours is too good.
Laurenthiel, he did a... I believe last month when we interviewed him after he won, he said his strategy was to ban Dominion. Which it appeared that's exactly what happened. He banned Dominion against you, Peace, and then you banned his Hate Bears. So I felt a little smart being able to remember all that and predicting what you guys would ban. But yeah, we went flipping through lists, and other than I forget what round it was, like the third game we ended up watching. There was a Rage Nature deck that was like almost all Rage, except it played basic Nieva and a few Tornado Outbreak.
Right?
I think so. Was it? I can double check.
He was playing double nature. I actually played a game against him, although I didn't play against any of his nature decks because he had a lamp deck, which meant it was just a lamp mirror again.
Yep.
Because that's how lineups play. But I did see he had double nature.
Yeah, it was Cloud. He had Hate Bears, and then he basically just played whatchamacallit. He did just actually play Rage just with Tornado Outbreaks and Landslide.
Thanks for that. While ago, what did I? Rage Elves. There you go. That was that stupid deck. I can't believe it actually made it into a Masters as well. That's kind of funny.
Well, apparently it works. But this absolutely was the last hurrah, so to speak, for some of the decks that we'd see in this tournament. Because assuming no changes, I mean, there will be a mid-month patch, they said, but we don't know exactly what the changes will be there. But assuming not a lot changes with this new set, there are definitely going to be some different decks in the next Masters tournament. Some very different ones that, we'll probably see some kind of Rage deck, but the Rage deck won't look the same.
Doctor Sticks. Don't
think we'll see much of Vamp Lamp. We will see demons, I guarantee. Some definitely a lot more corruption. It's just I'm very excited for next month's Masters because we'll get to see all the new cards. And as it stands, we only saw half a dozen of the new cards in.
But then again, that's only out of 16 that were available. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, a lot of the new cards I'll play.
Yeah, Eleanor is a nice addition to One Turn Heal because it gives them more Words of Grace.
We actually saw a number of arrow barrages in One Turn Heals too.
Yeah, that's actually, this is a decent segue onto testing. So, so we had a new addition to the testing group since last month. It was me and Uska. So Kruer was also on board for this one. And because this is the last Masters with this format, basically, with this card set, we basically brute force tested everything. We did 200 plus games of testing. Yeah, more than 200 actually. We have a spreadsheet with almost every single matchup in the game, and since all the decks are pretty much known right now, so we said, well, ban green, because if they have Hate Bears, you can't have 3 decks that are going against Hate Bears. It's impossible because that deck literally will find a win somewhere. So yeah, we were just like, well, okay, ban green. That's the plan. And then we did every other matchup in the game. So One Turn Heal we tried. It felt like the problem we had with it was our barrage made it really, really good against the Dragon Rage decks because they weren't aggro enough. So our barrage was just like, well, one barrage and then they never win. But against the Crazy Rage decks, you sometimes still randomly lost. So it was like 60-40. So like, okay, that doesn't work. Because if you want to counter a deck, you have to have high percentages. So that didn't work. So, yeah, and then against all the other stuff, it wasn't fantastic. It didn't have that many good matchups. It was basically just implants and the dragon decks. Everything else was either even or bad, so we just kind of dropped the deck. But yeah, I'm curious if Peace tested it as well, actually.
I had very similar testing. My sister flew in from out of town on Thursday, and so we went and got pedicures, and we drank all weekend. And then today, when I realized I had to play the Masters, I watched Jodo's video he made last time for the Masters.
Oh god, yeah, it's the same basically.
And got some ideas for decks. But then I stuck with Angels over Hate Bears because it's the deck I play the most, so it's just the one I'm best with. And then people will also sometimes make mistakes when banning if you don't give them green to ban.
Yeah.
So for the most
That's
part,
true.
Angels was banned. But
Yeah.
in my round 3, I got to play it.
Yeah, I played Care Bears, not Hate Bears, which is a hilarious name. But yeah, the only reason I did was because the only lineup that doesn't ban green is the lamp ones, which I don't even know if that's correct, but they don't ban green, and I thought, well, Hate Bears is like slightly better than 50-50 versus implants, but Care Bears is like 95% versus implants. It just trashes it. So it was a slight trap for implants, but besides that, I think not running a green deck, like green is so universally banned that not running green may actually be better, because it means they might make a mistake.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I don't
It's
know.
so good you shouldn't play it.
Well, no, it's just like it's more of a like, well, I mean, for the last 2 Masters, it was like, it's so good you should play it, because a lot of people didn't know how good it was, so you just randomly got free wins from people not banning green. It's like, oh, thank you. But nowadays, everyone knows that the Rev decks and even Elves are just like so hard to stop that everyone bans it no matter what, almost.
Yeah. Alrighty,
But,
so
yeah.
let's see what else.
That last 3 games was just silly though. It was like a sum up of this entire format.
Yeah.
Rage versus Wisdom Dominion, and then it always comes down to a lamp mirror, which is just like 4 lamps, 2 gnomes. Who draws more? It's like, yeah, I played 3 rounds that were like that today. I have no idea about you, Peace.
I went 2-1 in each of my rounds, and essentially that's what happened every time.
Oh god, I've played way too many lamp mirrors.
Well, I mean, I can't say for certain, but it's almost safe to assume that we won't see Vamp Lamp.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see many mirrors next Masters.
I
When we
should
get
hope
the
not.
Wild West of all these brand new cards.
Apart
Well, I'm
from
also thinking,
demons.
like, yeah, there'll
No,
be
that'll
plenty
get
of
bad.
demon mirrors.
Well, you've got sticks, so you can destroy your opponent's portal. It's great.
It depends on the mid-month patch. I will be shocked if Styx doesn't get hit, because it literally is so silly right now. It's like where does it fit? Well, you can play Demon with Styx, and then your opponent can never win. Or you can play Hate Bears with Styx, and then it has 0 weaknesses.
The problem with Styx is that it's a turn 5 Karthus. And it makes Mutant
Yeah.
look fair. That's quite a feat.
A
But yeah,
card
we'll
that
have
makes
to see what they
mutant
do.
look fair. That is a scary thought.
But yeah, next month is going to be crazy. And I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to it or not, because like on the one hand it's like new decks, on the other hand it's like, oh my god, all the games that are required to find these new decks.
Just play
Yeah,
whatever.
All the work you
Oh.
put in to figure out this metagame is now gone and
Oh, yeah.
useless. And everybody's on level footing.
because it's all outdated as of tomorrow.
Well, I'm happy.
Well, if you wanna send it to me, I'm gonna be doing my usual wrap up of the tournaments. I can include it in this, and then I might even do a kind of a. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna get some results from the developers about who's placed where, like the total earnings so far, if only so that there can be kind of a ladder amongst the masters kind of thing. I might even do that just to kind of wrap up these. The first 3 is a nice round number, so to speak, to kind of wrap up the first 3 masters, since their meta was relatively about the same. A couple cards changed here and there, but things were relatively the same. So these 3 might be a good kind of like package to look at and kind of just talk about and analyze and all that fun stuff.
What is the actual card name for Dr.
Underworld Scourge.
Underworld
Have
Scourge.
people actually forgotten the name?
I know him as Senor Sticks. Literally,
I'm not very good at card names. I say their power and toughness and how much they cost, and that's what it is.
Well, it's a good thing there's no surgical extraction in Spellweaver. Any of those cards in Magic where you've got to name the actual card.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'd have to be Googling it.
Google right in the middle of, you have to play the card and then name it. It's like, hang on, I gotta Google the card name right second.
It's like, why are you playing slowly, opening the wiki?
No, you just say Blue Eyes White Dragon if you don't know the name.
Oh god.
You know, he's my favorite Digimon.
Oh jeez. Yeah,
But
we'll have to see.
The thing that gets me, guys, and this was a complete shocker. I couldn't handle it. It completely baffled me. Why wasn't there any decks playing Totem of Ragnarok? I mean,
I guess
why?
nobody wanted to go 0-4.
Isn't it Ragnarok actually, or something?
Oh, Ragnarok. I don't know. I see it as Ragnarok, like it's Ragnarok. It would be better if it was somehow based on, like, the end of the world. But
right
no,
now, it's just the end of your game.
Yeah.
The end of the world.
You play this. You can play this on turn 2 if you spark it out, and then even after that, you play it, and the defeat sign just pops up, and you're just like, oh.
As soon as you play the card, you lose.
Yeah.
No, it'd be funny if it was like it was part of the crash cards.
Oh my
Because
God.
no one would have found it.
It might be.
God.
Like,
Holy shit, Doctor! Did you guys see? There's a new JB did an actual like,
Photoshops, yeah.
Doctor. He's playing Operation. Holy shit!
Yeah, the most photoshoppable card they've ever made.
I've never seen the actual Doctor one. Like, I'd seen the top hat, I've seen Senior Sticks. I didn't see the freaking. Oh my god, the Operation one.
Top hat's my favorite, to be honest. But yeah.
I gotta love Senior Sticks, if only because he's actually holding a taco in his hand. But that taco, holy hell!
He's passing it to the family. They must be hungry. Here you go. You look very hungry. Please eat this.
But yeah,
Yep.
I did find it kind of fitting, by the way, that after, like, I guess it's actually just been since last month, right? It's been completely, Conquest has basically been the same. Okay, technically, all of the Masters have had the same setups, right? Red, green, and then Wisdom Dominion. But the
A
last
lot of
two,
angels.
yeah, but since the last Conquest, like since last Masters, it's basically been, well, you play Wisdom Dominion, you play Crazy Rage, and then you play green if you think people won't ban it, which is never true anymore. Or you play something else if you want people to make mistakes. And I think that, like, Peace, was the game that you played Angels against Laurentiel by chance?
oh yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
he banned my lamp.
Yeah.
And then I got to
He's playing
play
implants, right?
Angels against yeah. My Rage beat his implants just because, you know, he kind of used a bunch of removal spells on me, and then I used a bunch of Dragon Fires on him, and yeah, he died. And then I got to play Angels into Rage, which is a pretty solid matchup.
Yeah, we Fuzz and I were talking a lot about your round 3 game with against Laurentiel because of the way that one turn where you got to swing in for 6 with the Flame Serpent and basically guaranteed you lethal with the Fire Blast or the Dragon Fire we were very surprised that Laurenthiel just kind of played the aristocrat and passed. We were just like, that doesn't seem right. He should, because with the whatchamacallit, the massive assault out, that made assassinate, which is what he was holding, just bad. Because there wasn't, if he was worried about damage, then he was going to take it to the face anyway, because nothing with Swift with massive assault gets assassinated. And if he had played the elf, the 3-speed 2/3 that he had in his hand, it would have been a much different setup, or a much different turn with the whatchamacallit, the flame serpent.
It's true, but
Yeah, he's just said in chat as well that it was a mistake.
Well, yeah,
I mean, he doesn't know what I had in hand. When he looked at my hand, he didn't see any dragonfires. So
yeah, otherwise he probably would have hit it. But there was there was a lot of there was definitely some there was one game, I think it was round 1. I forget who we were spectating round 1, but there was one game where there was one specific out that the guy didn't see that would have actually won him the game from like 10 life back, but
Didn't go for it.
sometimes you're in the middle of things, you get so focused on one play or one card that you just don't see.
Yeah, tunnel vision does happen. That's part of the
Yeah,
reason
there is.
why it's nice playing the same decks, because you get tunnel vision less because everything becomes kind of almost reflexive, so you just know all the plays. If you play the deck enough. One thing I will say, by the way, Laurenthiel is a wizard. Like, I have no idea how he performs so well with implants. I don't. Like, last month, I was like, we just got the slave, right? So I was like, okay, implants is going to be amazing, and I tested it, and it was terrible. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? And then we didn't play it, and then Laurenthiel went 4-0 with implants. I'm like, what? And then he went 4-0 in a golden ticket, and then we tested it extensively again, and it was terrible. I have no idea how he does well with the deck. Like, I have to, like, watch his games or something. Because it's either, like, he has found out how to manipulate draws, or, like, I along with, like, everyone else I've ever tested with, is just playing the deck terribly. I have absolutely no idea how he keeps winning with that deck. But, yeah. Like, it's just crazy. Did anyone else play implants, by the way? I'm kind of curious.
Not that we saw.
I didn't see anyone, but then again, I obviously didn't get to watch every single game. I can actually do a quick look.
You've got the lists, haven't you?
Yes.
He does.
I have-
He is the secretary of the stream.
Uskafanafa, no.
Yeah, because I remember casting Pioneers, I think, and had access to the lists.
Star Watcher played a Wisdom Dominion implants.
Yeah, that'll probably be the same list or close.
Um,
I thought there was going to be a bit more, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have. Because I didn't think that, well, yeah, Peacekeeper, I didn't think that you or Crueltech were going to play it, because Wisdom Dominion is kind of like a, almost like a signature, deck, at least for Crueltech.
yeah, it's really just like the best. It's
Super good.
Vamp Lamp is insane. I mean, it takes a lot of skill to draw all 4 of your lamps and both of your gnome powered engineers.
Oh yeah. I mean, you gotta buy RNGesus a lot of drinks to do that.
Yeah.
You know, oh god, that mirror is so stupid. I keep saying this with every mirror, but I guess mirrors are just kind of silly in general because,
Well,
like,
it's because everybody has the same cards. There is no surprise, and it's like,
pretty
well, who
much.
draws the better cards?
yeah, Vamp Lamp mirrors are even stupider in my opinion because it's not like I played 3 today, and at first I was like, oh, whoever starts with ramp is at a huge advantage, but it just doesn't matter. Like, I lost 1, which was to a bad opener on your end, and then I also won another one earlier on in the tournament, which was a bad start. I was so far behind, and I just won because I drew 2 gnomes and 3 lamps, and he drew 2 lamps and no gnomes, and he died. And I was at like 4 on turn 7, because it's just whoever draws more.
But yeah, that's the only other person who played implants. We had 2 implant decks across the whole field. Although Star Watchers is playing, it's not just Dominion with library guards. He's playing he played whatchamacallums, the Power Engineers, he played Force Mage, he played Library Guards. So he played a bit more of an actual like hybrid list instead of just a little splash.
Yeah.
Is there anything like really strange? Like, I think there were a couple people playing One Turn Heal, but I didn't see it do very well when I like caught the ends of series when I was spectating.
We had One Turn Heal did have some wins.
It's kind of splits.
Don't think like again. Let me check the people who went 3-1, see if either of them were playing.
I saw Spheaks win
One turn.
once with his 1-turn heal and lose once with his 1-turn heal.
So let's see. Krier, I don't think was playing One Turn Heal.
Nah, he was playing Angels, Vamplamp, and Hate Bears, I think.
Cloud didn't. Laurenthiel didn't. And you didn't. So no, none of the 3-1s played it. There was it's possible that there's someone else. Like I said, I do usually like a who played what top 8 kind of thing, and analytics that way. But
Yeah, was it you that did the one last month? Yeah.
I usually do like, here's the final placements, although the final placements don't really matter. Like first place, second place, third place don't really matter, but
It's basically first, second to fourth, or second to fifth.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean I do kind of top 8 just because that's the way I'm used to doing it. And then
Because
like
screw you, Oosk.
well, it's top 8 just because, you know, those of us who know playing like Magic and other card games where there's a cut to top 8, it's just
You should
top
do
8.
top 11. People that got like 2-2 or better.
People
I
to
can
catch.
do that, but like normally I do just like if of the top 4 players are the people who finished with like a XO or X1. These are the lists these are the decks they played, not the lists because the lists go elsewhere. But the with speaking, I can toss them to you a piece. You get and then
Thank you,
like
sir.
the overall field. So it's like the people who did well all played these lists, and like for the very first Masters there was like 12 Burning Rage decks or something crazy like that. And I just wanted to make sure like everyone was like, oh, there's Burning Rage everywhere. I was like, well, what's the actual number, so I could do all of that. But yeah, I did one for these last 2 tournaments, and then I think I might do one for this one, and then one for all 3 so far, just so we can kind of see just how much Vamplamp there was in these tournaments.
So instead of just getting people's feelings on it, you have the actual numbers, which is always nice.
Exactly. There was a what was there? Back when we were at, I think it was back during the days of 25 Life or something. There was a time when One Turn Heal was like absolutely insane. It was everywhere, and everyone was playing it, and everyone hated it.
That was not 25 Life.
That seems weird
was
because you have to get to 50.
That was before I started playing, because that's never been the case in the last year.
I just remember a time period where lots of people were complaining about One Turn Heal, about the life win condition in general. And then there was
That's
like
more because it's annoying, not because it's overpowered. I know because I led the charge.
then there was like everyone, the people who were vocal about it were all against it. So it seemed like the whole community was against it. And then I was like, all right, why don't we just do an actual poll to see
And you
what
guys
people
are lagging a little bit. Sorry to
Yes,
interrupt.
I'm aware.
know. And I did like an actual poll, and then like the poll was overwhelmingly, people were like, it's fine. No one really, it's not that big a deal.